Happy Friday. It's Mike with FlowTrack. We got another amazing call coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern. We got our Champagne Friday Mastermind, but I wanted to try to crank out this cool video first to show you guys how you can build something quick and easy in the website builder. Let me show you what we're going to be building today. So this is an auto-themed website I just slapped together, and we're going to be recreating this from scratch. And so let's come in here and give you a quick tour of what this is. So on the top, basically, we got this navigation bar, right? And this button is hooked up to a pop-up. You got this amazing application form we're going to be building in here. And then down below this, we got a gallery, right? So this is a gallery of the cars for this auto theme website. Looks super cool. And then below that, we got, one of the new cars, and it has, 40,000 horsepower. It's amazing, right? And below that, we're going to be using the map element at the bottom. So this is actually super easy to build, right? This is just all built-in elements in the website builder. We could use some of the pre-built blocks, but let's just start from scratch and show you how easy it is. So I'm going to come into the website builder. We're going to create a new project. Let's call this the BMW. Creating a new design project. This is going to launch the website builder. So in here, I'm just going to create an empty page. I'm going to delete the text that's in here by default, but let's go ahead and just set a background image. So I'm clicking this little bar. I click image. And by the way, if you guys have questions, drop it into the chat. We're going to be answering these around the end. So go ahead and let us know what your questions are. But I'm going to go ahead and search. I already searched for BMW Auto Dealer image, right? And so I got this image right here. I'm going to put in on the page, and let's go ahead and change this height. So the height is full height, right? And so we're going to use that, and let's go ahead and set in an overlay color. For the overlay color, I'm going to use a gradient because the gradient is going to give us a pretty cool effect. We'll do something like this. And instead of red, we'll go ahead and make it black. And the other one, we'll do something like this. And so we can make it transparent like this. So it has that cool little halo effect. That is exactly what I want. And now in here, let's go ahead and drag in some text. So I'm going to copy this, right? So I don't have to type it again, but I can drop in some text here, paste this. And now we just got to change the formatting of the font. So come in here and let's change the color to white. We want to make this a little bit bolder too, make this bold text. Right, and so we got this same type of thing happening here. Now I could make the effect of the background a little bit darker, right? So it's the text pops a little bit more. I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to go back into overlay, right? And instead of having it, let's say white at this end, we're going to make it, dark as well, just not as dark. There we go. That pops a little more. Cool. Now the nav bar. Let's get into the navigation bar. So Nav Bar is pretty cool. It comes with, everything that you need. It comes with the logo, it comes with a little menu, stuff like that. So I'm just going to double click the image, and we're going to search for another image, maybe like a BMW logo, see what pops up. There we go. We got a logo. That's what I'm going to be using for the site. So that looks good. The next thing I might want to do is I actually want to get like a button next to the menu. So to do that, you can actually, I just dragged in a box, and I'm going to put the button and the menu in the same box together, right? And so I'm going to get this cool little thing that I can, if I click on the box now, I can basically adjust how it appears. So right now, the things are horizontal. If I want to make it vertical, I can just click on that. And now I got a button on the side of my menu. All right, that's a pretty common thing. A lot of people want to do that. So pretty easy to do. And then I can just go ahead and adjust the size of the button. Maybe I don't want it filled and I want it to have rounded corners, something like that. Pretty easy. And then for the menu, let's just go ahead and make the text color not black, right? It's a little bit hard to read. There we go. So I got my menu looking good. So that's looking good. Let's start designing a new section of the site, right? So I'm going to click on new section. This one, I'm actually going to use the gallery element. So let's go ahead and drag the gallery elements in here. Now, I want there to be more images. So like this one right here is like, 3 images per column, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and increase this to 3. Now I got more images. That looks cool. So let's go ahead and start finding some cool images. So I'm going to search again for BMW, right? And I'm just coming in here and I'm picking some random images to populate this. So we got more of them in here. We'll do something like that. Right, and keep doing this again, pulling up some cool images that look good, right? And you can keep, you can duplicate these if you want to, and you can just click in the copy button, or you can also just add more images right here. If you just click on the gallery settings, right, you can add more columns or subtract the columns. So pretty easy to customize here. But let's go ahead and keep it like this. We'll keep it like this. Maybe I'll change this image, make it look a little bit better, right? So we'll put in this other car. This looks amazing, right? So we got 4 images here. I'll delete that one, and then we're good to go. And so we can start by adding another section to the page. So the other section to the page, let's go ahead and do something like this. I'm going to put the all new. Right, I'm putting text on top of this image. So let's actually put in a grid for that. So I'm going to put in a grid. We'll do a 2x1 grid. Click apply. And now instead of dragging an image to this column, I'm actually just going to click on the background image settings and just set a background image. So this one, I'm also going to search for a car, BMW. I want to find something that has like a cool black. I'm just going to pick the same image. Like it has a black space at the top, right? It makes it easy to see. Now I'm going to increase the height of this, right? So it fits in there pretty good. And now since this is the background, I can actually just drag text on top of it, right? And so that's exactly what I want. And then I can change the flex box and maybe even just remove the flex box. Then the text is going to be at the top, and I can start messing with the text. So we say the all new car, right? And maybe I don't want it touching the top. I can add some margin. There we go. And now on the right-hand side, I basically got some heading text, right? So I could drag in some heading text. Go ahead and do that. Maybe make it bold, this one like that. Maybe not as big, so I'm going to make it like a 32 fonts. Put in some description text. We'll put in some rating elements, right? So you got rating element. This is a 5-star car. Definitely looks like a 5-star car, right? So I'll increase that. And then we got the progress bars. So progress bars are cool. Now this does use the global style. So you can see it already came styled with some of these colors. I could always change the style color palette if I want here. I'm just going to set the color manually. So I click on this and I can just be like, oh, I want the background of this to be like gray. All right, that looks cool. And I want the text to be white. So cool. And so this one, I'll edit this and I'll say horsepower, right? And I can go ahead and, change the slider right here, but like have it be more full. And then you can actually just type in a number here too. So I'm going to say like it's 400,000 horsepower. That's great. I'm going to duplicate this a few times, right? And so now we got this in here. I would go in and just change the background again, right? So it can be the same background of this. So you can come in here and do that and copy the hex code. So you make sure you get it the same background. But I also want the text to be white in this case. So I'm going to set the text to white. But now we basically got the same thing, right? And I can set this one to be a different slider, right? So I don't want this one to be that much. I can be like that, right? And I'm gonna make the other one a little bit different too. There you go. So this is how we're building the same thing, right? And then so the last one at the bottom is where we're gonna put the address for the business, right? So we'll come in here. I'm gonna set a background color of black, and then I'm also gonna put in the grid, right? Grid is how we get, like these 2 different boxes. And now one of the things that I like to do on the map, which I think is really cool, is you can drag the map element. And let me find it. We got so many different elements. I'm trying to find where it is. So let's see, elements. So, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe we should have a little search bar in here, probably make it easier to find. So there we go. Not even seeing it. Where is it? But one of the things I was going to say is that's awesome that you can do with the map is you can actually set a filter on it. So that is really cool. So I'm trying to find, there it is at the top, the last one I'm checking. So on the map, let's come in here and set the address. You can set any address you want, like it's Miami, Florida right now. That looks good. That's fine. But one of the things that I like is actually setting the filter, right? So you can change the color of the map to kind of get it to match, the color scheme of your site. So that's really cool. So mess with that filter. And then on the right-hand side, we can put in some text. So put in some text. Now this text is black. It's hard to read on this. So let's go ahead and change the color of that to white. This is where you might put in some contact info for the business, right? You're gonna have the address, etc. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that's that. So basically we just knocked out this page. There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys, and that's with the button. So basically on the button, right, we're gonna make this a link to a pop-up. And so I'm gonna click on add new pop-up, and let's call this the apply pop-up. All right, so it'll be like an application. This is really cool. And then, excuse me. All right, so the overlay color, we're going to set this to bluish to match the BMW. Oh, excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and set a heading. So we'll say apply now. And then go ahead and set the weight to bold. There we go. And we can always drop in a form. All right, so perfect. We got that. Now I may want to make the form a little bit taller. So we can go ahead and make that taller. And perfect. Now, other things that we can do on here would be like, let's change the justification on this. So let's say we can mess with this so it's centered. And also going to make the button a little bit bigger. So there we go. That's looking good. I might actually make the border radius rounded right here. So there we go. That's looking good. I got my pop-up. Oh, excuse me. Not feeling too well today, but it's okay. We're going to power through it. So we can come in here and we can actually set the icon to be a little bit bigger. And we can actually put a custom icon position. So on this one, we're going to push it over to the right and then push it down a little bit. That looks a little bit better. So we basically got our pop-up, right? That's exactly what we want. And we just built this site super quick in the website builder. And that's how you knock it out. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Drop it in the comments. But we got another champagne. We got another champagne Friday coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys then in a little bit. Have a good one. Happy Friday.